Okay, hey, how are you? And welcome to my short review on the mini project uh, for this semester. What I'm going to do right now, first, I'm going to go through some of the example report as I did last time. And I think that some of them are already the same one that we had done covered during the tutorial session. So I'm going to go through the reports and just remember that these reports are not the ideal one, but they are just examples. I know they may got some high mark last semester, but this is not actually a skill that you can do the same thing for this semester because the marking criteria that we learn something new every time and we may try to change that criteria every semester. So I'll start with the first report and we're going to see exactly what they covered within. So wait a second, let's go to the top. Okay, so cover page. This cover page should include the names, student number, that is going to be very important, and the group number. Okay, so your names, your student number, your group number. Table of contents, that will be okay. And then what? Ah, that's it. Okay, so they put the student number. What did every student done? It's four tasks we have in this well, when I say task, I mean we have task one, task two, and we have the virtual lab two. So let's make it actually uneven that one of the student done the two problems that the student did the virtual labs because they will end up that one of them going to do more than the other. Unfair. Once again, the group number is going to be very important to be included. The personal reflection, every student should say exactly what he thinks about the project. And you can have more description about that available in the outline. For the presentation, you make it as a YouTube as a video. I'll show you how to make the video now, and then we're going to take it to a YouTube and put the link here. Okay, this will be the easiest way. Now, once again, YouTube, don't give me a Google Drive because when you do in the Google Drive, you can simply click share it on YouTube, and this will take you to YouTube directly. The YouTube is the most accessible device that we can ever have. Sorry, a portal we're going to have, and you don't have to supply us with any permission to watch the video. Once again, YouTube is what's required to use. Now you can see here that start with the MATLAB problem number one. Now don't call it MATLAB problem number one, call it the problem one because you need to do something like the analysis for the process, write down the schedule free body diagrams. Once again, you can do that using the Excel as I explained to you in one of the tutorial sessions earlier, and you can actually use the help of the part that we have in the MATLAB code. The same thing is going to be for the equations. You can get the equation from the code. You need to explain to us what are these equations like what we have here. The parameters already been described, and then we will know actually what's going on. I don't know how they done that, but you can make it actually in every cell individually without having this arrangement. Now, for the hand calculation, you're going to use this equation for a single parameter. Then we start to do your calculation. The handwritten is okay, but I think it should be more clear than that. This is a quite blur. It's not easy to read and it's not fully arranged. If you can type it, of course, this will be your choice. But if you're actually going to make it better handwriting, this will be much better. And we're going to see that in the following example table. And the MATLAB results and the graphs. And he started to do that for the task number two. Just remember that one of the students asked me today, okay, now we don't have a Simulink for the task number one. Yeah, we don't have it, but we have the MATLAB. So the thing is that use every material that's being supplied to you, every sources that being given to you. Use them all. You don't exclude anything because you think, oh, well, wait a second, I don't need it. I'm going to do it my way. No, you have to use everything. Use all the MATLABs. You use all the Simulinks that's applied to you. Use the results beside the hand calculation and write down your report. So they got the MATLAB results, the graphs, and then you can actually compare between the point that you calculated manually and the points you can find it here in the graph, and you can get the answer. Actually, there's a way to export all the results that's coming from the MATLAB or the Simulink as an Excel sheet, and you can find the exact outcomes at your selected parameters. Then you start with test number two, where is actually going to be no slipping, and this one is going to have the Simulink model. So once again, it's going to have a range. It's going to be nice to have three different sets and run your simulation. You're going to have three different tasks, three different results, and then you can make a discussion for the different results outcomes, depend on the parameter you have. Like, okay, now what will be the spool mass effects on the other outcomes? What will be the radius of the gyration? What will be the effects of the truck acceleration? Okay, what will be the result of the coefficient of friction? So he got that, and you remember that here we have the lights to be turned on if there will be slipping. This will be turned red if it's going to be no slipping, and that's what this guy, those people done with different values for different parameters. They found out actually if we're going to have slipping or non-slipping. They only did two. I prefer that we have three. Okay, and that's what we need to do. Make a comparison between slip and no slip. You can make a comparison between different parameters. You don't have to use exactly what's being given to you. Then they start with the problem number two, which is going to be about the pendulum that just actually that has no impact. That's the pendulum on the forklift, and I covered this example also in the last week tutorial. Again, you're going to have a different task. You need to use them all. I mean, different pH files or pH states that we need to use them all. So the first case is going to be when the point O is going to be fixed. The second one is going to be sliding on the block. The third one is going to be sliding with the roller. Okay, and again, you can use the experiment one and experiment two to get the results outcome from this one. So again, just do the same thing. We have the free body diagram, and we have the parameters has been defined and the equations, and then come to the hands calculations like what we have here. Okay, then come to the task number two, where we're going to have the Simulink model to be used. So define the parameters, step number one, then start to run the process and get the graphs. Again, you can do that for not one set, you can make it for two sets and make a comparison between these two sets. Otherwise, we just don't want you to show us that. Okay, now you should have a meaning. For example, one of the meaning that we can have is when you've done the calculation and got the values here, you can simply zoom in to the points where the time that you calculated, and you can find what will be the outcome in this specific position. Okay, we have the other ones, going to reaction forces on the roads has been calculated using the Simulink model. We can do that same thing because you calculate earlier, you can make your conversion. Task number two is going to be sliding because the pin O is going to be connected to a block. And once again, we are going to have changing the parameters. You can have two sets of the parameters, and you can find two different values. You can change, for example, the effects of the mass or the effects of the length, the effects of the mass of the block. All these parameters can be discussed. Now, nothing has been actually discussed here. It just show us the outcome without even actually describing what the answers are. One of the things like if we're going to have something like that, remember that we have fitting or scale the results on the graph should be clicked before you're going to take a snapshot for that. Okay, so the prick position, direction forces, and we have the angle and the theta parameters like the angle value and the acceleration and the angular velocity. Okay, some of these different, well, he wrote something here, but it's going to be nice actually to make a comparison between two scenarios. The third one, or the task number 4, is going to be about sliding with the roller instead of the block. Now, once again, you can do the same thing. Um, okay, now for the virtual lab 1, I posted a video last week. Okay, well, not last week. I think it was yesterday or the day before about a pendulum hitting a block. This was an example from YouTube, and you can watch that and you can see actually how we are going to get the equations for this scenario. So please watch the video and try to extract the equations from there. Now, once again, uh, it's described. Now I can see that he didn't put the equation because he couldn't find it. I gave you an example for that. Experiment 1, experiment 2. Let's see if they're going to have actually no discussion between the two cases. We should actually say something. Why that has been curved in the second state instead of being more straight in the first one. Why this one has been extended in the second case. Why this curve has been changed. Just say something simple about that. It doesn't have to be actually too detailed, but you can say that the mass will change the parameters, the mass or the pendulum, or the, for example, what else do we have here? What will be the case if we change the block mass? You can have another experiment to do that. Task number 3, he just get out with the outcomes, but he didn't actually mention to us what was the input. And that's something actually we don't want to have. We want to have more details about that. Time trace process, these results came from the MATLAB directly, but we need to know actually why that's happened. Then computing coefficient of the kinetic friction for the same scenario. We want to know if the part is going to be, I think that's what we need to know here. It's about if the part is going to be flipped or not. No, not this one. Oh, wait a second. The equation are given here already. Okay, yeah. So once again, he's going to discuss the 3 scenarios. We want to know if the part is going to be rolled over or not. Is that is the one or not? Um, I'm not sure about that. Velocity. No, that's for the mu value. Yeah, just remember that. So I start to do his calculation until again to get the equation to calculate the mu value, which will be this one. This will depend on the many parameters like we're going to get uh, uh, calculate before we're going to do the work. So it's going to use the velocity impact using the equation number 3 to find the times, and find the velocity using the equation number 4 to find the velocity 2. And then after doing the manual calculation to find the mu q to be 0.29. The simulating value can be extracted from the results to the 0.3, and then you can find what will be the difference between them. Now, once again, I cannot see, wait a second. Yeah, I think he should get the value for the mu from here. I don't remember. I don't remember. Actually, I don't remember everything that we have here. Uh, anyways, so once again, just to remind you that we need to use all the resources given to us. So again, here, and it's going to use the task number 4, which is going to be checking at which scenario the part will be rolled over. So that's something similar to the one of the example that we had in the week 8 tutorial or the quiz 5, I don't remember, about the road which will be hitting at different uh, heights with the impulse force, and we want to know at which height the part will remain, will push with slipping instead of being rolled over. So that's something similar. We're going to check what will be the proper height. The minimum height will make the box rolled over instead of just pushed with friction. So once again, he's going to have 2 scenarios and he need to make a comparison between them. That's very, that's very wrong, actually. He just put that and click it. Yes, that's what you got. I cannot see anything here. I cannot see the graphs that's been generated. So that's something missing and we cannot accept that. Now we're going to the virtual lab number 2 about the block and the spring system. And once again, he describing the parameters, he put in the graphs for the task. I want to know actually what are the parameters he be used here. I'm missing that. So I think that the first person was doing well. The second person doesn't have the same intention as the first one. So once again, he just doing the parameters and he put the tables. He didn't actually scale it to look full in the area of the graphs, and that's something wrong. Okay, so three experiment has been used. Yes, okay. He got the MATLAB results. Again, well, he missing some parts. So if you can imagine what will be the differences between the first person and the second person, you can see it's huge. Now, out of the how many pages we have for this report, we have about 29 pages. 29 pages, and out of these 29 pages, he spent most of the work doing the first experiment or the first virtual lab, but not the second. So out of that 29, 17 done by the first person, or let's say 15 done by the first person, and 10 done by the other. That's unfair. And we can see that actually the first lab was only one page, which is, well, that's almost unacceptable. He should actually put more effort on that to get a good mark. Now, if I'm going to mark this paper again, I hadn't marked it last time. I will tell you that I can give the first person out of the presentation. I will give the first person out of 30, something like within the range of 20 to 23. I will give the second person um, maybe 10 to 15 within the range, or maybe even less, because I can say it's going to be 10 to 15, 15, because he did quite acceptable work in the virtual lab 1, but not the virtual lab 2. And I think that should be the range that we should deal with. Anyway, so I'm not going to cover the other two reports because this will be just repeating for what we've done earlier. Okay, so I will stop the recording here, and next video is going to be about how to make your recording in an easiest way.